And as humans wait for Cyclone Alfred to hit, Robert Irwin and his team at Australia Zoo are working around the clock to make sure the animals are safe.
Yes.
Who's thinking of the animals? The hospital's also gearing up to treat any native wildlife that's injured in the coming days.
Well, Robert Irwin joins us from Australia Zoo. Robert, just how are they looking up there?
G'day, good to talk to you. It's a bit of a waiting game at the moment. Everything's in place. We've had a good solid plan for quite a while now. It's nice we've had a little bit of time to prepare. It's just going to be a matter of rolling with the punches over the next few days. Everything's battened down. We're all sheltering in place. All of our animals are nice and safe. And, mate, we Queenslanders, we're a tough bunch. So we're just going to have to band together and get through it together.
Now, there's a wonderful story of your dad having to relocate crocs when they were being flooded out of their enclosures, which ended well, except for Wes's ass, but that's a story for another time.
Yeah, that's a story for another time, right?
But how do you prepare the animals for events like this? You obviously can't just leave them in their enclosures. Like, how do you look after them?
Yeah, it's a great question, mate. And, it depends on the animal. If you're working with something like a crocodile, they love cyclones. They are like rubbing their little hands together. They're like, yeah, this is my chance. So, they're no worries at all. But, things like our wombats, we make sure there's plenty of extra bedding and straw and food so that they can shelter. All of our elephants, they have this beautiful big cyclone-proof barn. Our giraffes have an extremely tall barn that we can put them into to make sure they're safe in there. And I tell you what, our team have just been working so incredibly hard, round the clock, 24/7, to make sure that our animals are safe. Because no matter what, we always make sure that our critters here come first. And of course, the safety of our team. And then, of course, our wildlife hospital, we're still on call, making sure that we protect our native wildlife too.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about the zoo is the wildlife hospital is almost the jewel in the crown for what you guys have there. How will the hospital be able to help for any wildlife in need that people might find in their community? Yeah,
well, it's obviously a time now where we should all be taking care of ourselves first and foremost. But in the aftermath of a natural disaster, naturally, you're going to see a lot of animals displaced, a lot of really sad things happening to our native wildlife. So we have a team that are sheltering at our hospital that will be there to take care of animals that end up coming in. We are open there 24/7, and we will continue to make sure that we rescue and rehabilitate all the animals where we can and get them back out into the wild.
Robert, what's your advice to people at home who are trying to make their pets as comfortable as possible when there's so much unknown ahead?
Yeah, great question, Susie. It's all about, firstly, taking responsibility as a pet owner to make sure that your animals are accounted for and that they're indoors, locked away. Your horses are in their stables, in their barn. Your dogs and your cats are in. Don't forget about your goldfish. Make sure that they're safe as well and they don't swim out into floodwaters. Just make sure, really, that all of your animals are nice and close and you know where they are. But then also really take some extra care with them because it's a very stressful time for our furry friends. And, often that anxiety can really get to them and they don't show it until they're really, really having a tough time. So keep them close, reassure them. Some pets even need medication if their anxiety is that bad, but just keep a close eye on them and we'll get through it.
Robert, it's great advice, and thank goodness you and your team are in charge because you are so across it. You do such important work. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much. Stay strong, Queensland. We got this.
Yeah, take care of yourself.